Hello guys and welcome to round number 5 of Grand Chess Tour 2026 Romania Grand Prix. So before I go over the game, let's take a look at this interesting video. So at first I thought it is AI, but when I found out that it's the truth, it's like, yeah man, feel bad for Alireza. He has to play like this because he suffered an ankle injury, but yeah, I mean, it just shows how much he loves the game of chess. To play in this condition, he could just withdraw from the tournament. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people who are hating in the comments, but like, I mean, idiots, like freaking idiots. I can't say anything good about them. But yeah, we'll take a look at that game, but for now let's start with the Bogdan Daniel attack against Fabi. I mean, uneventful game, but let's see anyways. So Nimzo, Fabi plays with black, plays quite solid opening, knight e4, f5, bishop d6. So this usually, I mean, is a good, let's say on my level this is something very interesting. On their level it's like, okay, probably yes, some attacking chances, but nothing much. So f3 c5, d5, very good move by Bogdan here, and now e4 taking the center, f4, knight b1, and knight 3 routes to c3. But there was some rook f2 move, and then knight goes to f1 actually. So I mean, and g3. So again, doesn't make a lot of sense. It's computer play, but yeah, that was one of the plans. But knight d1, okay, looks more logical from a human's perspective. And now e5, just locking this down, closing up the position. Knight b5, d6, queen e1, knight a6, queen f2, bishop c8, rook c1, and takes b4, trading the rooks, queen goes to e1. Now, if queen c5 protects, there's simple rook b1. And nothing really gets the game here for black, just because bishop c2 and this pawn is going to be taken anyways. So knight f6 was played, queen b4, knight d7, bishop c2, bishop b7, knight c3, knight a4, knight c3, knight a4, and players agreed to a draw. So in the other game between Pragg and Westig, Pragg got an advantage. So here he's supposed to play 5, but again, computers can show whatever. It b5 looks quite logical because you maybe want to get the rook to a7. So queen f2, rook f7 is a mistake. Now if queen f7 is 6 and white wins, but king h8, queen f4, trying to stop maybe rook f6 and queen h6. So rook g5, not letting this happen, g4, king g8, and now this position looks a bit dangerous, but at the same time, like, black are holding comfortably. Bishop f2, king g2, king h2, and no real chance. Players agreed to draw. And we move on to the game between Fabi and, oh, not Fabi, Mr. Alireza here and Mr. Javokhir Sindarov. So there was actually one comment here. Second time in 2 months and Sindarov plays an opponent in bed. If it works again, I bet Gukesh will take some notes. Yeah, that makes sense. But okay, so here Javokhir had an advantage. He's supposed to play rook f1, rook e1, which he did. And after knight f1, he needed to go knight f5 and not knight f6. Knight f6 still holds an advantage, but it's not as huge. So knight f5. Now, if king f2, yes, there is knight d3 check. So what you're gonna do is play rook a7, g4, rook b7, and now g3, rook c7, king f6. But it's wild. So knight g4 and knight goes to e3. So rook g8, knight f3, rook g3, rook f1, this, and rook e1. And black are up a piece, but at the same time, white have a lot of pawns. Let's say rook g6. But I assume in this case, it's not about the pawns; it's about the king placement in this specific case. So rook f1, if rook h6 there is knight g4, so you cannot take it. So rook g3, and simple knight d5, trying to take the pawn. But okay, I mean, it's a complicated position, so knight f6, rook c1, rook c3, that makes much more sense. King f2, knight h5, knight f3, knight f6, h5, knight e4, rook c1, king f6, trying to take, king f5, but now Alireza is back into the game, rook c7, he has a lot of counterplay with f and b pawns, rook g1, king c1, king b2, king a3, king b2, king a3, and players agreed to a draw. So after 5 rounds of play, Vincent is leading with 3.5, Anish 3, Jordan 3, Prague 3, and then 2.5 Westlane Maxim, then 2 points Fabi and Mr. Javokhir. So Fabi has game in hand, as well as Alireza has game in hand, because they haven't played it against each other. They're gonna do it tomorrow, and once again, Alireza is gonna be playing like that. There is an arbiter in the room. The game is being broadcasted, so it's good, but yeah, I mean, it's... I don't know how you play like that. Like, yeah, kudos to Alireza for doing it, but he could just, yeah, withdraw from the tournament, like, yeah, but he's continuing playing chess. Like, what excuse do I have to withdraw from a tournament when I'm playing bad, when Alireza is literally like can't even stand, can't even walk? So yeah, unbelievable stuff. But yeah, hopefully he plays well in the rest of the tournament, even get some wins, who knows. Yeah guys, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the recap of round number... actually, I'm gonna look at the game between Alireza and Fabi tomorrow, so stay tuned. See you soon. Bye bye.